Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this weekend's reading for Saturday the 18th and Sunday the 19th of December. So we're getting close to Christmas, and it's a very interesting mix of energy that happens in the world at this time, a bittersweet sort of energy. But on top of that now, we have all of the other situation that we know that is happening in the world. So it's a very intense time at the moment in many ways, more so than we've experienced in the last few months. Estus se ikena, estustaka uche za akien za kamietaka, ize tustea si etusta, ezakoyatsa akimbe chetsu ustea zake enza komoyetsa, ikeko kacha asietustea saa. So more than ever, feel and breathe during this time. Become aware of how you are being pulled, like a reed in a river or seaweed on the edge of the ocean, that you're being pulled around by all of these, in a way, sort of conflicting energies. The build up to Christmas, which is normally in many respects a happy time, but in other respects it brings up a lot of grief for certain people. So I've always found it to be an interesting time of the year to tap in and feel the human collective. So just stay centered and watch and feel and go with the flow, more so than ever in the next week or so through this Christmas period. Estiesta ashtie ki konjet sakamaki kachetsa. Izetushta kuyetsa miata, ezotushtea uketsa, ezotushtea miata kimiaka. So, okay, we're going to do 3 readings for this weekend, and each of the readings, whichever group you choose, is going to talk about what you are addressing this weekend primarily. So choose 1, 2, or 3, and I will lay out the cards. I'm just going to use the Rider-Waite's and the Unicorn cards today. Okay. All right. So just 2 each of the Rider-Waite's for each of the groups. And then 1 each of, for each 1 unicorn card for each of the groups. Okay. All right. So, reading number 1. You guys may feel a little bit of apathy this weekend, not really wanting to do anything, to get out there, maybe feel a bit overwhelmed or, lacking in motivation to do anything. So this is not necessarily a bad thing. It is really an opportunity to look and do some introspective work. So these cards have come up for you, the 2 Rider-Waite's. This is the not happy. This is the lacking motivation. This is the apathy card. And it doesn't matter what's put in front of you, it doesn't spark an interest. So what do you do in this time of feeling no motivation? You use it as a time to go within and do some contemplation. You see this as a positive moment of pause, a positive moment in which, okay, I'm not going to try and achieve anything, do anything, get anywhere this weekend. I'm just going to let it all go and just sit and be. Just sit and allow whatever's there to be there. So in that moment of letting it all go, having no drive or motivation this weekend, just sit and go within, sit and feel and do some inner, just let your mind wander within yourself and let it drift over ideas and concepts and look within and don't have an expected outcome. Don't, have a requirement that you solve any problems or that you come to any great answers. It's really just a moment of, well, what if? Just contemplation, just let go of that outside having to achieve. And the unicorn card supports this. And this is a card worth waiting for, that is, your patience will be rewarded. So the first group, just coast this weekend. Don't have huge, high expectations. Just go within and allow your mind to wander and contemplate various issues and situations and find some patience for something to unfold in front of you that comes up after this pause. So just be at peace with that inactivity this weekend. Injetsaka. Injekatse etite eko ba akika tezi. Iketo etukuyum baka kika tezi teka ambaka kochetsa. Ijustaya akike ezutusteya makietu. So I'm being asked to tell you to breathe in this inactivity time, to actually feel it in every cell of your being. Really drop into it and get into this, however you want to describe it. It could be described as apathy, but it's also a letting go of a drive or a have to or a push. So in that moment of that internal rest, really feel that, really breathe that, and really get in touch with the patience, the ability to wait, the ability to wait for the knowingness or the next step to unfold. Estu se iki combacietsa, ize tushtikamo, ekiketsa, asietushta, akiketsu chama, ezo tushtaya sokoyato jeshtayan gokochetsa, ikenamakika, ezo tushte esietushta akienza ingekoka. Okay, reading number 2. Okay, so the people that chose group number 2, you have had, I suppose, what you could call a breakthrough. You've moved into a new cycle. You've left an old pattern behind. You've left an old space behind, and you've now moved into a new cycle within your life. And that's to be acknowledged within yourself. So what you need to do is, now that you're there, now that you've got this, it's almost like your frequency has changed. And that actually is what happens when you move, when this card comes up. It means that you've left an old frequency behind and moved into a higher frequency, the next phase of the evolutionary path. So now you start planning what's next. So maybe you've let go of a struggle. Maybe you've let go of an old perspective or perception. Let go of an old way of being. So don't go rushing off and choosing to jump into something new and huge straight away. This is saying, take some smaller steps. Take some simple steps which say a lot in a way, which are confirmation and acknowledgement that this has happened. And these could be, again, perceptual steps, or it could be physical steps. It's about a new level of stability and security grounded within your being. So you're not so pulled around, you're not so at the mercy of the external. It's a beginning and experiencing a different type of grounding within your own being. The unicorn card is to let go of stress. So essentially what it's saying is you don't have to stress. Let go of the stress. You've done it. You've moved into that higher frequency. You've let go of the old level, and now you're at a higher level. How big or small, it's different from where you used to be. So you can relax a bit. You can stop stressing. You need to acknowledge that you've moved into a new phase in your life, and there's no need to stress or worry about where you've come from, but just be here in this new reality and start thinking, okay, what's the next step I can take? What's the next step after that? And start that movement forward. Estusta como ietsi se etisa amboyo tustea. Ike tsusta esietu kuietsu oshienda bakukatsa. Ezo tuste zikemba atea susea ietusta. Ike kokombo chetsa ezeti ekiambata kike. So if you don't worry so much again about what the language is saying, it is really supporting you absorbing the truth of each of the reading that you have chosen. So it's not asking you to understand it. It is just saying, if the language resonates, allow the energy of that to be absorbed by you. And that will help you integrate the message that the cards are conveying. Estustio sukiatama. Ize tustaki ustuyumbukuyatsi itena. Ize tuste zakumuyetsa asi tustea usheatsa asi izukuya. And I get this image of a schoolroom. And so the language, the beings speaking are actually like the teacher at the front of the room, sort of conveying a lesson. So whether you understand it with your logical mind, you are getting the lesson, you are getting the understanding. So reading number 3. All right, so you guys too have had an achievement. This card is the wish card. It is, you are ready to create what it is, whatever you want. But it's also to take pride in what you have achieved. It's to know that you too, in a way, have come a long way and have had a breakthrough. And it's now time to dream of the next creation. Now, when you dream of the next creation, because the Empress card is about somebody who is a powerful creator, a powerful visualizer. She knows and can imagine an outcome and will be drawn inevitably towards that outcome. So, in fact, I'm realizing now that each card is, in a way, a turning point for each person, a turning point, a pivot point for each group is this weekend. These guys are about consciously dreaming of what it is you want, visualizing it. Now, the unicorn card for the third one is the pets card. Now, when I pull this card out, yes, it can be about animals, it can be about having a pet. But why do we have pets? Why are our animals so important to us? Because they accept us no matter what we, however we are, like what level of schooling we went to, or how intelligent we are, or how much money we earn. They don't care. They just love us unconditionally. So for me, this card coming up in relation to the other two, Rider-Waite, is to make sure that in your dreaming, in your focusing, you look at what is best for you. Direct unconditional love towards and incorporate it in this creation process. So if you were on your own without the responsibilities that you have now, say you maybe didn't have a family, or you didn't have any sort of external responsibilities, and it was just you that you were looking out for, what would you dream of? What would you want in your life? And that's what this card is asking you to do in your creation process. For a moment, put aside everything that you know you must look after the kids, or you must look after your parents, or that you're responsible for a community group. Put it all aside for a moment and actually put into your creation process just me. What would I want? And make sure that that is a part of your dreaming. Of course, dream and include family, friends, community, of course. But your tendency is, for group 3, is to not allow yourself to have what you want. There's no, you need to find more love for yourself, unconditional love for yourself, that you're valuable not because you do that, or that you're a good daughter or a good parent, but that you're valuable because you essentially exist. So look for that unconditional love aspect when you dream. Estiesa akienza. Ituste ikeko kamba ateana. Eze testuste yombokoyetsa. Ize testuyesa akumuyoto. Ezo tuste kikamba asieta tustea akietsa. Inze tusta ekiota imbieta. So I hope that has given you some ideas to grab onto and have a think about for this weekend. Have a wonderful, wonderful couple of days, and I'll be back with Campbell for the week reading, and it will be for Christmas itself. So much love and blessings to you all. Bye-bye.